First of all, introductions. Hey, my name is SB. Uh, this is a very crude video I'm doing. I saw about a week and a half back Sonido versus Samsora from Come to Papa 3, and I just wanted to talk about it. I have some experience in the Sonic Peach matchup. For those who've been around since 2008, I played Sonic a lot in Brawl, and I stuck to him all the way through till Ultimate. So I have a good idea of how the character functions. And seeing this set just made me want to talk about it. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna watch the games, and while I'm watching these games, I'm going to pause every now and then and break out down what I like about these games. Um, I have watched them already. I've watched this whole set already once before, but it's been about a week and a half since I've seen it, so this will be a good refresher. If you want to watch the sets unfiltered without pauses, please check them out on YouTube. Just type in Sonido versus Samsora. It's the first result. We're also going to be looking at a game or two from Ken versus Umeki, another Sonic versus Peach match from Japan. And I kind of want to compare and contrast the two, because one thing that I have found about these sets, Sonido did win this set with Samsora, as most people know. Ken, I believe he did lose a set to Umeki in a very clutch, like, last stock situation by Umeki. And their playstyles are vastly different between Sonido and Ken. Ken's very spin dash heavy, just very spin heavy in general. He likes to put a lot of pressure by curling into the ball, and he's really good at extending damage, but he's also very prone to just a very strict hit and run strategy. Sonido is hit and run, but he's very mobile during the whole thing. Ken's more staunch, like in one spot before letting loose his spin dashes. So let's just go right into it with Sonido versus Samsora. If y'all have any questions in the chat, feel free to post something in there. I do have the chat window open, so hopefully I'll be able to catch that if anyone's in there. And then we'll be uploading this to YouTube later. I do want people to see this. Wouldn't mind if no one did. I just felt the need to talk about it. So again, we're going to watch the sets. I'm going to pause it and maybe talk about it a little bit when I see something interesting or when I want to break something down. All right, so let's hop right to it. I'm going to be quiet unless I pause the video. Let's go.
That was the frame one tweet out of Samsora.
You know what's funny is that Samsora, although he had planned to fight Myron in the bracket, he has round robins, of course, like that, he also preemptively made himself lose to Mr. Bones as well, as he had to fight him because of his own plan.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
When you play yourself.
Sometimes you only look one step ahead. I mean, Samsora's forward thinking, but who knew that was going to happen?
The real question here, though, is he going to be able to take this over Sonido? Is he going to be able to make it all the way back to Grand Finals? Do you guys think he can do this?
We're going to have to see right here. Sonido's already doing a really good job keeping Samsora off stage, although Samsora maneuvering himself around Sonido in a good way with the down airs.
Yeah, I think Sonido actually makes a great case for himself, because in order to make it the top 8, what he had to do...
All right, I'm going to pause it right there real quick. Within the first 20 seconds, you can already break down the way Sonido moves around the map. If I go back a little bit, you'll notice right away that Sonido very rarely spins. Let me check back right here. In that minute that we watched, give or take, match starts, he spins and he breaks out of it right away to mix up. And then he goes in with dash attacks, and he does a lot of dash dancing back and forth, or a lot of foxtrots back and forth to bait out moves from Samsora. Sorry about that. But you can see Sonido, he likes to dash a lot. He doesn't like to spin. He likes to dash and try to cross you up, try to make you flinch while he's running at you. He does go into spin dash when he sees free shield pressure or when he thinks he can land that hit between hitboxes or movement. It's very interesting because a lot of Sonics like to curl into the ball right away, because myself included, because the gains you get off of a confirm from spin dash are really high, like stupidly high. The mix-up game after the hit confirm is really strong. Homing attack is really useful in that kind of situation. After a spin dash, you land a spin dash, you pivot homing attack, and then you can extend with a back air, or you can just land with a spin dash again and loop it. Very similar to the Sonic Vortex in Smash 4. But Sonido doesn't really tend to do that.
Is he going to be able to take this over Sonido? Is he going to be able to make it all the way back to grand finals? Do you guys think he can do this?
We're gonna have to see right here. Sonido's already doing a really good job keeping Samsora off stage, although Samsora maneuvering himself around Sonido in a good way with the.
Yeah, see that entire exchange? No spin dash until he gets Samsora in the air, and Samsora's committed to an aerial and is dropping to the stage already. He is making very sparing use of it so that he can cross up Samsora, make him guess a lot more what he's going to do, because even though Sonic's neutral isn't, outside of spin dash, isn't stellar, he does have incredible burst options with dashing into fair, dashing into dash attack, dash to his jab, and then he has a grab. Grabs are generally not as strong in this game as they used to be, but Sonic's grab game is still pretty strong, and he does a ton of damage off of them. So Sonido's making it a lot more ambiguous as to whether or not he's going to spin at Samsora or not. I'm going to break away from this game real quick. We're going to jump to Ken and Umeki's first, like the very beginning of their match. Ironically, also on FD. Kind of surprised that it went to FD for stage 1 on both games. You would traditionally think that this would be a really strong Sonic pick. Platforms make it a lot easier for Peach to kind of like wall herself away from him. Anyway, look at the first 30 seconds of this match, and just look at the difference between how often Ken spins versus how often Sonido spins. As far as I recall, it was a pretty stark difference. Well, let's check it out.
終点来ましたね、最初。
終点ですね。
まず終点ってどうなんだろうな。前回の悪夢はなかったのか。
なんかポケスタって結構横広いから追うのめんどくさいって人がいます。
はいはいはいはい。なるほどね。ポケスタ嫌だから、まあポケスタ結構初手多いですよね、このゲーム。どんなカードにしろ。
でもなんか横軸が強いキャラ相手はちょっと終点の方がいいかなみたいな時もあります。
なるほど。その判断とスピンからホーミング、ニュートラル浮かせ66、60。火力なんだかんだ5分。ソニックが一方的に殴ってるように見えたの。
ああいううちになんか5分。
Immediate difference. Just looking at it, it's an immediate difference in how often they spin. I think Sonido spinned maybe 3 times in, how long were we watching that first one? About the same amount of time. In the same time frame, Sonido spinned maybe 3 or 4 times. I'll give him the benefit and say 3. And Ken, I think, dropped 7 or 8 of them. He did more damage, I think. Yeah, he did more damage doing that strat, but he took a lot more damage at the beginning because he went into ball immediately as Umeki's dare was coming at him, and spin dash loses a dare, typically. So you can already tell the difference in the way they want to rack up damage. Sonido's very movement heavy, movement oriented, out of spins. Ken loves spins, and you can see how explosive the spin damage is by seeing Ken's strings after the hit confirms. But Sonido is safer. Within 1 minute, he's taken way less damage than Samsora. It's hard to really figure out which one you would prefer to do in this match, but just off the first minute and a half of each set, or off the first half minute of each set, because Ken's doing more faster, but he's also taking more faster. It's very do you want to win faster or slower kind of mentality, but we're going to keep going. I want to see how they kill and how they move after you get past these early percents, because after about 80-90%, Sonic starts having a little bit of a harder time converting damage because everything hits too far away. So he has to rely on spins a lot, and spins just aren't as reliable at higher percents. So let's see what Sonido does here. We'll watch another minute, or maybe watch until the first stock gets taken, all right?
Down airs.
Yeah, I think Sonido actually makes a great case for himself, because in order to make it to top 8, what he had to do was knock off the other Georgian player. He had to play against Scat.
Yes,
Scat repping the snake, overcoming a lot. What? We had a scapegoat. Oh wait, we still have the game, but all
the
the
switch is godlike, by the way. This is all thanks to the fact that the switch goes into like pause mode, or it stays on.
I know, right?
Like
You don't have
it
to
just
reset
goes into
everything.
handheld mode.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, just real quick. First of all, a very unfortunate power trip, because that does reset the positions, and that's just really unlucky. But I already saw 3 times in a row Samsora plucked turnip, and Sonido, he's moving back and forth because he wants to run in, but he sees a turnip coming at him, so he backs out and then runs back in during the turnip plucks. He wants to. One thing that I was kind of wondering right there while I was watching is he could run underneath and put pressure on her she's in the air, so he can follow up with forward air, maybe do a raw back air, or even run underneath her and cross her up, so that her only option to threaten him would be back air. But he's kind of hesitating, I guess, because he's afraid of down air conversions, which is a respectable thing to be afraid of in this matchup. Does a lot of damage, and Sonic's definitely lighter in this game than in Smash 4, so taking any damage at all just is usually no bueno as Sonic. So, as for most characters, but Sonic being light can't afford to take the damage like, say, K. Rool could. So, it's very interesting here because he's being very cautious, but he's also still keeping that mobility around. But I kind of was hoping I would see more cross-ups when Peach jumps, because Samsora 3 times in a row, pull, turn up, jumped through it, pull, turn up, jump through it. And just doing that cross-up would make Samsora keep guessing instead of keeping that reliable wall between them.
Shout out to SSDs, full upgrades,
Also,
flash
shout out to
cards,
these players going right back into it.
the return to form. Nintendo knew discs weren't the way, because if things like this happened, we'd just be dead in the water.
Cornered now, Samsora is going to get out of there. The flick of the wrist, hit him with the crown. Now cornered himself, Sonido. Going to try to get back with a spin dash.
Yeah, Samsora playing the cheeks on him. Sonido taking away the vegetables.
I feel like this is where Sam's.
Real quick, that up air was pretty clutch on the turnip. He's doing a really good job of recovering too, because most Sonics would probably get decked by the turnips recovering straight up, but he's kind of hugging the stage a little bit, like going underneath it and tucking himself underneath the lip before up being, so that he can ride the stage up and avoid any turnips coming straight down on him. So that's really clever. Just a good sign that of like a Sonic player who's seasoned enough to know how to avoid getting edge guarded effectively by turnips. That one that he caught with up air, I think if he got hit by that, he might have died. So that was just definitely really clutch. Let's see what else he got.
Sora shines the most too, especially when Samsora keeps you by the ledge. Peach's ledge pressure is really intimidating, and especially with Sonic, there's only so much you can do to maneuver yourself around a character like Peach.
Yeah.
And I mean the size of that forward air, which did take that first stock of the set here, putting Samsora on top, is dangerously large. Like, you really don't think that she's going to reel back that far.
That was pretty clean. I'm not entirely sure if that was true, but it looked like it didn't really matter. If Peach had air dodge, I think you could have caught her with back air, depending on where she air dodged to. So either way, that was just really quick and very clutch from that up air off the ground. He's getting her in the air a lot. He's getting Samsora in the air a lot with dash attacks. And it's very interesting because generally you wouldn't expect Sonic to be able to do much about when Peach is in the air. So it's kind of fascinating to me that he's able to catch that first up air, because that's kind of hard to space. You can trade really easily if you're not proper with your timing on that up air too. One thing that I do want to see him use more, and I'm going to say this a few times in the video, take a drink, homing attack. Homing attack is amazing in this game. And homing attack is excellent for Peaches that like to short hop or full hop. And Samsora, especially on that edge guard that took Sonido's first stock, was jumping like crazy. He was fishing for forward air, but he was jumping like mad. And homing attack, preemptively catching short hops is really good with homing attack, because you stuff their out their jump, tack on some damage, and then you make them guess, well, oh, he wants a homing attack now, I better be ready for that. And just having that threat, that power over another player, like the mental fortitude about doing homing attack, that's really good at keeping him guessing is all, basically. And I just want to see him do more homing attack in those scenarios where they're kind of at even grounding, because I want him to make Samsora more afraid of it. Because right now Samsora is just jumping around without really having to worry about anything. I've only seen Sonido do homing attack off the ledge when he's recovering right now. So I want to see more aggressive homing attack.
Yeah, that quick chase down. We saw actually a lot of really cool tech that Sonido threw out with that sprint.
That's also the second time that he's kind of tripped up Samsora with side B on shield. When you do like a soft side B onto shield, you stop dead in front of them, and you definitely don't have rain advantage there. But I'm pretty sure Samsora is not reacting fast enough to it, because he keeps expecting a cross up or maybe a jump out of it, because you can jump before you stop, and that it refreshes the hitbox, and then you get a mix up with spring, nair, back air, whatever you want really. So it's just one of those examples of like, there's a lot of moves that Sonic does that on paper should not work, but because human error, because of the mix-ups Sonic has out of spin, they become safe. Sonido's gotten away with that twice, and I'm pretty sure that he can afford to get away with it several more times in the set as it goes on. just because of how delicate that kind of a cross-up game is with Sonic. He caught Samsora, I think, either grabbing or trying to jump with that jab too, and it put him on back on the ground.
Another thing you can do with that spring is you can actually air dodge back down into it after you use it, and able to jump off that spring and retain a double jump.
I like the patience.
Here's
The grab.
Yep, back air. Those back airs pretty consistent off of grabs.
I like the Z drops that Samsora is doing. Whenever Sonido's coming back, you know the spring jump is a straight ledge approach. So if you just Z drop a turnip down there, it's going to make the recovery tougher. It can also lead to mistakes. Samsora is trying to force those errors.
Exactly. Also gets you back into action. Samsora, that is, create maybe an opportunity for an option select, set up for something else. Off stage here, Sonido being sniped. Let me get back there, but
Yeah, that whole stock was pretty rough. Samsora was playing that excellently. This matchup, when Peach is in the zone, this is basically how the matchup boils down. It just Peach walls and walls and walls, and you can't do much to stop it with Sonic. You have to pry her open, and it's really hard to do that when she doesn't commit to anything. It's on you as a Sonic player to swing at her and see if you can crack that opening up. Sonido also, up until that final mix on the ledge right there, kind of didn't know what to do. You can see him, he tried to open up with spin dash and it didn't work because of shield. And then he stopped doing his normal game that we saw the first stock where he was just constantly moving and zipping around her. And he started just running at her and stopping into shield or fishing for like a very risky aerial. So it's very rough when that happens. He probably was mentally in a more defensive mood at the time. We half the moves that hit were homing attacks at the ledge. So just a rough stock from him. Really good stock from Samsora to just shut down the Sonic.
I mean, I like the contention with the back air, but unfortunately misspacing it is going to be costing him his stock.
Fluidity
Going
of
to town?
motion of Samsora is just something that's continuously been dangerous. From Smash 4, carrying over into Ultimate, such a dangerous player. From Louisiana, now terrorizing Florida.
Oh yeah, South Florida being the home region of the Peaches, I would say, especially with Mute Ace following behind Samsora. It can be really intimidating, especially when Peach starts off her combo game with the down, so easily leading up from 0 to 70% of his damage.
down throw off the stage here. Sonido trying to chase down with that up air. Back into the center of the stage.
All right, just a reset. Both players going into no man's land. Beaten in the neutral. Stage control decided by that grab from Samsora, who throws Sonido off stage.
Yes.
Whoa!
The way, yep.
Oof. Rough one. But you did notice towards the end of that last stock, Sonido started moving around more. Started moving. Less spins, more moving. And I think he had like a pretty solid 30-40% chain there just from reads and from pokes. So that was really cool to like watch. We'll see him improve throughout the set. You'll see him adapt and get kills a little sooner, be able to pressure Samsora off the ledge more. I think a big difference in that set right there, and it's kind of hard to I'll try talking about this as much as I can right now, but edge play with Sonic's forward air has stupid high knockback, and back air is a threat off stage as well. And one thing that I didn't see Sonido do at all that whole game was pressure Samsora off stage. There was a point where Samsora had already burned float, and he could have just did a drop zone fair and maybe killed her, or at the very least set up for a free back air. But he opted to stay on stage, which is understandable because you're behind and you want to play it a little safer. And as long as you're playing it safer, if you guess the right guess, then you kill him and you don't have to risk going off stage and losing stage control. So I understand the mentality of I want to stay on stage because if I kill him, now I'm on stage. If I don't kill him, I have stage control. But sometimes you got to make those risky plays off stage. You got to pressure them. You can't just let him recover on stage for free. Dropping spring is not too great against Peach either because up B just eats it. So that one situation where Samsora recovered at that 45-degree angle, those are really hard for Sonic. His only real way to get around that is to try to two-frame with forward smash. So that one was a rough recovery to cover. But there was 2 or 3 in this game where Samsora was like at mid-stage height and could have been aggroed against, I guess. He could have gotten more pressure applied to him by Sonic with back air at the very least. Retreating back air to stage at least would give a lot more pressure to Samsora, make him guess, should I forward air him to get him off me, should I drop lower, and just, you need more interaction from like that. But other than that, that first stock was excellent, but he just couldn't break through Samsora's defenses on that one.
A third
So let's jump to
stock
game
taken
2.
for that board.
Sometimes you just gotta wait to see what your opponent's gonna be the best amongst.
Yeah.
And Samsora being the best player representing Peach here, really showing you what this character has. Of course, Sonic, although he's lost a few things, I believe Spin Dash still has invincibility, and Spin Charge in general, it's just not that great because you can actually tech the move if he hits you with it. There's a few things that the character has lacked in this game. Of course, up air, now that you can fall out of hit 1 as well. We saw Sonido doing a really good job, though, at contesting Samsora while Samsora was above him with those up air pressures.
Right.
It
And
is-
I like how you touched on the up air there.
Yeah.
Sonido now being down 1 game, it can be heavily discouraging.
Oh,
my
okay,
God! Chase up
okay.
Okay, I remember that. I remember that homing attack. Good. Holy, that was so good. It was wild, and I remember the first time I saw this set, I didn't think that that was going to lock on like it did. But homing attack is very stubborn when it comes to this kind of stuff. It'll lock onto your current position, but it does go, if you spot dodge or run away, you'll notice that it doesn't chase you, but the hitbox is big on that thing. So it looks like it chases you when it hits you, but it's actually just going at your last position as it fired. And the big hitbox just catches you out. And looks like that's what it did there, because it looks like it stopped. It looks like it almost stopped before it kind of landed on Samsora's, like Peach's feet. And then he got the back air because Samsora just wasn't ready for the follow-up. A lot of people usually aren't, because double jump back air out of homing attack is very, very risky, especially there. If Samsora had the wherewithal to know that that was going to happen, hindsight is 20/20, but if he had that wherewithal, he would have just upbeat and Sonido would have died. Or most likely died. I don't know if he would have or not. But he probably just caught him with his pants down, didn't realize that that was an option out of homing attack, or didn't think it was going to happen way up there, because who expects that homing attack to land? But I like it. And I also like, immediately you can see the usage off of the Town and City platforms. They function very much like they did in Smash 4 with Sonic. When you spin dash, you can jump onto the platforms and have very little lag as you're coming down from a spin dash jump. So it's very, very flexible for Sonic to be pressuring shield for free auto spins without any real risk of pressure afterward. So, yeah, that was nutty. That also, just before I hit play, that sets the tone for the rest of the set. Sonic's at 58%. Outside, barring a crazy Samsora clapback, and I know there's plenty of those on Twitter, Sonido has control of the rest of the game. Samsora has to get in on him. Sonido has the tools, because he's Sonic, to hit and run. This stock pretty much sets the entire pace.
They got the kill.
What was that?
Sonido popping off.
But
Trying to
something
even
I
up
actually
the
wanted
set
to
count.
talk about. It is fun because Sonido's been showing us all this new technology that we've seen with Sonic. We saw actually his other Georgia counterpart Neo's earlier showing that with Rosalina, and now we're seeing some of this new tech with Sonic. A big buff with that neutral B2, the homing attack, actually able to confirm into that back air, which is that first stock. Now, all this extra credit.
Oof. I love the ledge play right there. Sonido taking his time. When Samsora pulls the turnip, he starts comfortably jumping onto the platform, because at the height and the pullback he was doing to retreat to the edge of the platform, turnip into fair wouldn't link. So at worst, he would just get back sent off stage. So not the biggest problem if it's hit. So that's very smart. Probably just flubbed that nair out of up air and just didn't throw it out in time, because he did a double jump nair on accident. So I'm not sure what he was trying to go for right there, but yeah, just good, excellent ledge play, taking his time, not being too pressured by Peach, even at 140, or at kill percent. So yeah.
And my idea, I mean, having Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube, like the ability that homing attack is now something you can activate on the second hit.
Yes.
It's so much better. It's
Exactly.
more comfortable. You want to call it on your terms.
Yeah, exactly. More indicative to the game.
Yeah, Sonic's playstyle actually changing up a little bit in this game. You know, in Smash 4 people would say, yo, he's a rushdown character, but I would say in this game he's
Real quick, so first of all, ouch, that stock. but he did a really good job just waiting overall. He just got caught by the back air. 2, ouch at that damage. I think that was a 0 to 58 from Samsora. And 3, Samsora is really comfortable with landing on the ledge at this point that he floated right in front of Sonido's face on the left side of town and city and didn't even flinch or move or air dodge. He just grabbed ledge. This is what I was talking about in the first set. Sonido's not applying enough pressure at the ledge off stage. So Samsora is just grabbing things for free. He needs to apply more pressure there because if not, then how are you ever going to kill Samsora off the side?
Mostly a bait and punish character because he has really impressive like damage racking abilities and combos that can easily do 50% too.
Yeah, Sonic a big gorilla player, kind of feeding off what you had there. But now, like the fact that you can't cross up on shield and things like that makes it a little bit tougher for the mix-ups to have so much weight. Like it's still great for Sonic that he's still the fastest character in the game, but not being able to cross up the way you might want to without jumping, still a setback.
Especially in this matchup. To try
there you go.
Yep.
Was hit by
Okay, that was silly. So, 2 things. 1, Sonic camping Peach after hitting her into the air is so strong. Peach doesn't have the speed in the air, the fall speed, the movement speed, or anything like that to really outmaneuver Sonic. So she has to rely on aerials, like forward air, down air, back air, to land safely. And if Sonic sniffs that out, he can grab her, forward air her, back air her, because back air beats, or it either beats or trades with pretty much everything she does. And it's really risky. So Peach has to land with an aerial or just kind of like hope that Sonic doesn't commit. And it's a very scary situation. And Sonido put on a bunch of percent just getting him in the air. I think he juggled him 2 or 3 times. And then that last exchange, man, just what was that? Hold on, I gotta back up real quick. Was that?
But not being able to cross up the way you might want to without jumping, still a setback.
Especially in this matchup. To try to
there you
Rising up air 1, fastball, pivot forward smash. It's so. That's corny, dude. I love it. I love it so much. That's corny, but it's clever too because up air 1 hits you. Infamously, Sonic's up air 1 to up air 2 does not connect in this game. The only time it ever connects is if you and Sonic are on the either falling together, or you're rising as he's falling. Otherwise, it should almost never connect. And he kind of used that single hit to kind of choke up Samsora. I'm pretty sure Samsora just didn't realize that he was free to move, and then he tried to take a swing at Sonic, and because Sonic throws his whole profile back in the start of forward smash, he was able to evade and hit right away. So very clever use of up air 1. I've seen Sonics utilize that up air 1 to do similar things, as well as falling forward air before the final hit to drag down and kind of achieve the same effect. So just clever, sneaky things Sonic has to do in this game, man. It's crazy.
go. Was hit, but we're gonna cover that with our own forward smash.
So he
That
turned
big
a
fist.
yeah, he turned a problem into a benefit there. Just got the
man.
first hit and set himself up.
So, man, it takes what you got.
See, Samsora was actually trying to contest that with an aggressive option to get back onto the stage. But Sonido was ready. Mr. Saturn coming out, jumping right over that, not trying to get caught in that situation.
I like that. The Z drop into the Peach Bomber instantly.
Peach Bomber is so good in this
Really
game.
good. Safe on hit.
And it kills.
Yeah. You're going to watch out for that because you do not want to hit by a nair right afterwards for dropping your shield too early.
Solid spot dodge there from Sonido. And Samsora split 5, but still, Samsora able to take that second stop.
Good set. Good set play, really, right there. That was a lot of just both of them weaving between each other with hitboxes and just not landing, which is just interesting to look at. And again, you can tell Sonido is very reliant on his dashing and his movement that does not involve spin dash. It didn't work out for him right there, but you can already see the difference between him and Ken from earlier, where he was spinning heavily. Again, I want to reiterate, homing attack, man. Homing attack is so good. Catch Peach's movement, home it with homing attack. It doesn't do a lot of damage, I know, but it tricks them up, man. It makes them scared to want to just throw the aerials that Samsora is throwing out. And then when they start expecting the homing attack, you can charge it and do more shield stun and potentially shield poke with more damage. It's just a really good tool to have. I also haven't seen him spin dash or homing attack too much, but that is typically a more predictable Sonic movement for a lot of Sonic mains. So Samsora might already be aware of that and kind of waiting for it to come out. But other than that, just great play. I like the spot dodges. I don't really see a lot of spot dodging from Sonic mains. They usually just try to roll out of the way or dash. So the spot dodges are really covering him too, getting him a lot of free forward tilts.
It's 1-all.
One quick combo here from Samsora was enough to even this up. Let's see if we can see a combo starter. But so far, Sonido's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I like the jump around instead of landing on top of Samsora, just opting to see what Samsora's gonna do first. He has the lead. He doesn't have to be too overly aggressive here. Just keeping Samsora up in the air.
Nice little delay on the landing there by using homing attack. Very smart. And that shows that Sonido's willing to use every piece of equipment he has in the utility belt.
Get out of here with that.
Aggressive option, yeah. Punish there. Another great punish. Samsora cornering Sonido. Sonido having a hard time to get back in the middle. And that's what you were talking about.
Real quick, you see how Sonido waited for the turnip to be pulled before getting up on stage? Again, it's just one of those things where he feels like he's safer when Samsora has a turnip in his hand, because turnip conversions can be a little more tricky and a little more projected, because now Peach doesn't have access to any of her aerials until she throws it. I think that's why he's jumping on stage right when she pulls it out, and I think that's really smart. It is risky though, because if Samsora catches it right, I think turnip forward air still converts really well. But he does have to land that turnip first. So I think overall, it's just really smart, but it's also, it has its own risks as well. But I think it's still better than having to get around Peach without turnip, because she has back air and forward air to like just wall you out all day at the ledge. So that just smart play.
Out earlier, hard to cross up with the regular side B.
Now you see, he stops short right in front of Samsora's shield, and if Samsora's ready for Sonido, that could be goodbye with the stock.
Quick little trade, but now Sonido at 93%, not the percent he wants to be at. Cornered again, one forward air is enough to steal this, and looks like Samsora's looking for it.
Oh, I like the spacing with that full pencil backwards there.
Wow, that jump dodged Peach fair by inches, like pixels.
Oh, you try to space with the fair. We still living?
Not gonna end it yet. Going deeper
So
back
deep.
here.
Yeah.
Oh
Peach
my
bomber.
word, talking about the Peach Bomber.
He almost got
This
it
is
that
last hit now. Dangerous setup that we have.
Oh, and, okay.
Okay, no. I forgot about that one. So this man actually got to the ledge. Wait. He was at ledge, does get up, and then forward smashes right away. I think he dashes back first, too.
Dangerous setup that we have.
No, I think he just forward smashes to dodge back air and deck him right in the face. Hold on. That's ridiculous. Wait. Okay, so he gets up on stage. The back air is about to smack him. The hitbox, like the heart is on him. Look at this is art right here, guys. People won't recognize this as art, but this right here is just glorious. Look at how much pullback that is. His hurt box is completely gone. Wow. Oh god, that is beauty. And what a wild play too, because if Samsora was just a little bit closer, then that's a dead Sonic. I'll give him props because that is basically a Hail Mary. And it works because I wouldn't have expected that to work. I wouldn't have even expected that as an option, but sometimes you just gotta throw them out, man.
Oh, and
What
okay,
a
so
wild-
that neutral getup actually worked.
What a wild option select. You're pressured at the ledge at 108, you're gonna forward smash. Oh, man. Again, man, I had to reiterate this every time I don't see it. It's just homing attack. The big B button. That's what I want to see more of. You're kind of getting a good idea of the set too as you're watching, just the way the characters interact and mingle. Peach has explosive damage and power, but Sonic can play the keep away game forever and can hit and run on her. Realistically easy once he gets her in the air. But when they're at when they're level with each other on stage, that's the hard part for Sonic. And Peach has to get around his speed, but she's a moving wall, so she can kind of slowly inch him to the ledge if he's not careful. PS2, the stage is okay too, I guess. I really don't know what stages you would have to be wary of against a Peach. I guess I personally wouldn't like Lilat or Battlefield, but I don't think either of those stages are intrinsically bad for Sonic in this matchup. I think they're all pretty well rounded, and just at a certain point, it's all about personal preference, I think. Though I will say Town and City is a great pick. Probably the best, one of the best picks, like Town and City FD against Peach.
You have the double option.
Yeah.
So you either get rid of it. Oh, stage space already from the first pool.
And
you
it's
have,
gone.
Yeah, you have the option to take care of the turn up and.
Okay, real quick. I believe you can buffer at 0 if you grab someone and up throw up air. First of all, that does 21 damage. That's kind of insane. 2, I'm not sure if it works that well on Peach, but on certain characters, you can buffer double jump nair after your up air, and it should connect. And it'll do another 12-ish, I think. Again, I'm not certain it works on Peach. It depends on her hurt box. But certain characters, Mario, Inkling, Bayonetta especially, most heavies, grab, up throw, up air, nair. Grab, up throw, up air, double jump, nair is a true combo. So that's probably just something that he isn't aware of, or he wanted to just reset as soon as he got the up air, which is fine because 21 damage is still a ton to get for free. But but generally speaking, that is a really something I want to test out later.
General, just cancel it out, or you have the option to catch it as well.
I'm seeing in these close-up situations, Sonido's opted for the forward tilt, and over time, Samsora has become more ready to.
Real quick, I love that he charged spin dash and jumped right after the release, because normally you'll see Sonic go underneath Peach because Dare won't connect from Peach and Sonic's too low to the ground, so they both kind of whiff each other, but now Sonic gets stage control. But what he does there, Peaches love floating at that height right above spin dash, but close enough for Dare to work. However, if they dare, or if you think they're going to dare, you can jump right away and you'll hit their face. And then you can follow up with an aerial, or you can just reset. And it's a great way to keep the Peach guessing on where you're going to go with your spin. So I'm really happy that he did it. I kind of wish he did it a little sooner, but if there's any, it's better late than never, really. And it's just really good. Another option that just keeps Samsora guessing where he's going to go with those spins. So now we've established two things in this with the way Sonido spins. One, he doesn't do it too often. He very sparingly uses it. Usually it's to get stage control, pressure shield, or try to weasel some damage in on a landing lag. And 2, even though he uses it sparingly, he always uses it in a different way. He'll go through shield sometimes. He'll stop on your shield. He'll jump right out of it. He'll pass you through. He'll turn around. And then there's sometimes where we saw it earlier. He actually let go and then dared immediately so he can land without much lag. On a side note, I want to see if air dodging into the ground might be faster and more reliably safe than dare. But I feel like that's just splitting hairs. But I'm just curious about that. It always helps to have more frames to mess with. But yeah, you see that Sonido is constantly just changing the way he lets go of it, what time he lets go of it at, and then what options he's selecting as it's released and as it's going. So just those kind of movements are what's keeping Samsora guessing when it comes to those spins.
To shield that and then punish properly. So I can't say discourage from using it, but yeah, you can't be so obvious. Like, really don't follow the same pattern. You have to switch up when you're going to pull the trigger.
Real quick as well, I learned this the hard way myself, but if Peach down tilts your shield, it's still her turn. What I mean by that is she still has frame advantage on you. You can't do anything about that down tilt. I think your only option that's not even that's not too reliable is buffered fair out of shield. And even then, it's very risky because I believe she still has advantage or close to advantage on you. So when you get down tilted by Peach, your options are roll, spot dodge, or just stay in shield and wait, because it's still her turn. She still has frame advantage. She still wants to hit buttons, and Peaches love hitting buttons. So when she down tilts you, wait or get out of there with roll. You should be fast enough to get out with roll and go back into shield or dash away before fair hits you. So just something to be mindful for in this particular matchup. Downside on shield is safe for her.
The drift back with the float, floating back with the fair. And we've seen from Umeki as well how good Peach's back air is, especially when you try to space it out. See, Samsora is just trying to call out Sonido's aggressive option to try to approach him.
Yeah, that back air out of shield, float back air out of shield, one of the fastest options in
That was cute.
Arsenal, especially defensively. Almost stealing it with that one.
Double. Now
double
dual
turn
layered
there.
with the
Yep.
drops on turnips. Really pressing Sonido. Samsora applying it, just leaning.
I like that recovery, using the air dodge to get back to the ledge as he had used his jump earlier, but that forward throw going to be taking care of the stock.
You don't often see a forward throw killed like that.
It was like almost at 200.
It's almost at 200,
Yeah.
you're right. Great use of the homing attack there. Trying to start up something with the Nair. Samsora now on a disadvantaged state, but he's actually going to be able to turn it around.
So real quick while we're still watching this, that whole exchange right there, but right up until Sonido got hit to 28, Samsora did, I believe it was short hop, float, nair, cancel, or short hop, nair, float, landed, did, I believe, a short hop, float, dare, landed, and then dashed forward, stopped, and then did a dash attack. Homing attack. I'm going to say it forever. Homing attack. You see Samsora weaving in a lot like that with Peach? Homing attack. It's a surprise option that tells Samsora, hey, you don't get to move like that. Not for free.
Using float to get out of a lot of potentially true combos, and put that in quotes, is one of Peach's best defensive options.
Yeah, his microspacing with float in general is how he usually spaces.
There we go. Exactly like that with the homing attack. That's what I want to see more of.
A lot of his moves out. You see it a lot on Versus when he plays a lot of South Florida, and he does such a good job, especially as we saw earlier. You saw he tried to cancel the float to drift back into fair instead. Like right there, he was actually predicting Sonido to roll backwards there, but Sonido catching Samsora on the ledge. He's doing a much better job between these last two games.
More pummels too. You grab Samsora at 150, pummels. He pummeled once. You could definitely afford a pummel 2 to 3 times into up throw. I'm not sure if up throw would have killed, but it could have threatened it. You could have also done forward throw, because now your back throw is stale, and if that was one of your kill options, it might be off the table. Unless you grab at the very ledge. So maybe be a little more liberal in your use of up throw, maybe forward throw. And pummel, please. More pummels. We need pummels. Pummels is free damage.
Compared to what we saw in that first game.
Ken Masters rolling back throw, getting Samsora off stage, but still dealing with a great back throw. Turns the tables. Sonido now on the ropes. Samsora trying to mix him up. Oh my god, all these empty attacks just playing with the space.
I love the patience on the ledge. And good use of side B to just scare Samsora into letting you just run through him and get stage control back. So that was really good. Also, kind of I'm not sure what Sonido was looking for with that second back air, but I definitely would have done the same thing. It's definitely another one of those Hail Mary kind of plays that you just want to kill him real quick. On the left side of the stage, I'm still not seeing any real off-stage pressure of Samsora by Sonido, and he really could have done something there, like a drop zone fair, or fastball fair even. Back here into the stage, anything like that. He was at a high enough percent that it probably would have been untechable. So something like that, man. But like I said before, I understand that it's to keep stage control, but you gotta challenge them with these kind of things, because otherwise, if you let them get on for free, they're not gonna really worry too much about that, and they're gonna be in a good mentality when they get sent off stage and not die.
And it's like Sonido has to kind of respect Samsora like that too, because when the back air's in his face, it's like he's not going to hold forward. It's literally a wall of back airs covering all this space unless Sonido were to roll, which is what Samsora wants him to do.
Off the stage here. Back in the action. Patience from Sonido, but a little too patient. He got caught up in that corner with the forward air.
Okay.
Ooh,
Again.
We take that damage.
But then again, that was another use of that.
Good string on respawn and excellent air dodge. He still got jabbed out of it, but jab's way better than getting grabbed. especially those low percents. But also look, you homing attacked 3 times and hit her all 3 times. I think it was 3, or was it 2? Hold on.
Patience from Sonido, but
Let's count them.
a little too patient. He got caught up in that.
1,
There was a forward air.
2.
Okay.
Ooh, again.
We take that damage.
But then
Yeah,
again,
2.
that was another use of that
But you-
first hit of the up.
So 2 times, but caught him both times because he was caught jumping or just not focusing. You want him to focus because it drains you mentally, and you don't have to commit to that homing attack. Just jumping in the air at that point becomes a threat to the player because they think you might be just swinging with a homing attack.
Fair into another something else. But whoa, a lot of percent here.
Yeah, damage really mounting here. Transitioning through a platform. Samsora is applying some damage, but Sonido's on the attack.
Okay.
Trying to avoid.
The cross up on the dash attack there.
Yup.
Sonido's playing a lot, I was gonna say a lot more patient, but catching the jump with the fair and catching the other jump with the turn up. We're gonna air dodge back onto the ledge.
Oh, and
the
another
gift
one.
attack.
Got a little greedy on that one. But look at that. You landed like 4 or 5 homing attacks in that last stock. Just so good, man. That's what I want to see. Now, if you could just do more ledge pressure, I think you got it made. All right, Kalos. Definitely agree with this over PS2. A lot more room for Sonic to run. And Peach is light, so she'll die at relatively low percents regardless. So, I agree with this one.
Game number 4. Kalos is the stage. This is Sonido's counter pick.
It was just interesting. You usually see Peach's counterpick too.
Love that conversion, but that up air should have been a nair or a back air. But he probably wanted to extend it a little bit after that, so understandable.
through this stage.
I think the height of the platforms might be something that Sonido wants to play with a bit. You can spin dash off of it, use a spin shock, get the hop down to the
Yeah, that's
mainland,
what I was
and then
thinking
start,
too. A lot of
start
different
moving
options.
Yeah, I feel like he also has a good amount of space to work around with here too.
It's close you're going to get to FD. I'm sure Samsora ran that one.
So far, looking good for Sonido.
Love that mix-up off stage. He jumped off stage, he ran off, and then just jumped right back on. It forced Samsora to immediately dip low and up B safely. That's the kind of pressure I want to see more of off stage. And also, homing attack, he's doing it a lot more. And you can tell that he's feeling himself because you saw him running around a lot on the stage right now, dashing back and forth, moving in and out, weaving. That's the kind of play that you need more of against this character because you stay out of ball, so you're not risking getting traded by forward air, nair, down air, and keeping mobile so she can't pin you down.
Chase down.
That almost
I
killed.
love that you can still follow up with that.
Okay. I feel like he's listening to me as I do this stupid analysis. I'm so happy. Sonido is literally the exact, like the ideal Sonic IMO. Like him and Wes, 6WX, this style that they play, very flexible, very fluid. This is the kind of Sonic that you want to work towards being. Just saying that right now because they're adapting on the fly. They're realizing the opponent habits. He's starting to dip low, starting to scare Samsora a little bit, but he still jumps. He fakes it out and jumps back on stage. So he keeps stage control while putting that pressure on off stage. And then at any point in the future, if Samsora starts getting comfortable with him doing that, he can just let her rip and go forward there off ledge, and it'll kill because Samsora won't be expecting that, or he won't respect it. So I love this. I love this a lot.
And I did talk about the F tilt earlier in the set. I think Sonido is now trying to tweak the timing. What was happening when he was getting punished was that he was adjusting to Samsora's landing times. That's when he's going for these tilts. You saw an F smash there. He's really trying to get when Samsora.
Let me rewind this real quick. I want to show y'all this real quick. Ooh, that looks trippy. Okay, where was it at?
When Sam's
Okay, a little bit before that. Right around here, you'll notice.
Chase down. I love that you can still follow up with that.
Hey, right around here, you'll notice that Samsora's shield gets whittled down to like M&M size.
And I did talk about the F tilt earlier in the set. I think Sonido is now trying to tweak the timing. What was happening when he was getting punished was that he was adjusting to Samsora's landing time.
Okay, so it takes a forward smash, so it's about medium health right now.
So that's when he's going for these tilts. You saw an
Does it again, so it's a little lower, and now he's charging spin dash into shield.
F smash there. He's
Look how small that shield is right now. It's pretty tiny. Pretty easy to shield poker through it. And Samsora knows this as well. I'm pretty sure this is why Sonido follows up immediately with the forward air afterward.
trying to get
Because he knows, well, first of all, Samsora plucked the turnip. And if Sonic sees you plucking the turnip halfway across FD, that's punishable. So first of all, that. But secondly, he jumped. And the reason why Samsora jumped is because he doesn't want to shield. He's afraid of getting shield poked. And because he's afraid of getting shield poked, he jumps out of the way instead and eats a forward air because Sonido expected the jump. So either he expected the jump or he wanted to fair the turnip pull. Either way, very effective.
Samsora is
Just
trying to
another
head
example
himself
of
into
even if you don't hit them with
so
spin
you can't
dash,
block.
even if you don't hit them with spin dash, just weakening their shield with spins is vital because it means shield pokes, it means more pressure. They cannot afford to shield you anymore.
Oh,
Well, I
what a
like that. I
great
like the grab.
tomahawk.
Yep, the tomahawk grab right there.
Yeah. And even using a little bit of the float too can be another thing to kind of mess with the opponent on how you're going to land.
One thing I noticed, and I'm pretty sure Samsora hasn't spotted this yet, because it's mostly hindsight, but Sonido on these levels of platforms at the ledge, each time he's kind of mixing up his jumps between platforms, but then he always ends up dropping down with down B. So be a little careful with that in the future. I know he's mixing it up really well and he's not getting hit for it, so it doesn't matter. But just in general, it looks like that's a habit he has. So it's a good thing Samsora hasn't sniffed it out yet, or at all, as far as I know. But that is a habit that you might want to be more flexible on later on down the line. But generally speaking, if it keeps working, then keep doing it.
Unfortunately, not going to be able to find that dash attack. Does still kill, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't kill as early as before.
Oh, we got a stitch face
Stitch
though.
face, yeah.
That would
Oh.
definitely do it.
And re-grabbed it. Samsora still has the tool.
That's
The
true.
murder weapon.
Does
Still in
what,
it.
30% if it catches?
Ooh, get-
There we go. Thank you. That's exactly what I was talking about the first stock. He constantly applied pressure. Is he dead? Yeah. He constantly applied so much pressure off stage by just jumping out and back into the stage that Samsora just wasn't ready for the drop zone fair. And like I said, fair has massive knockback, especially at 140. It's a kill at the ledge. It's as strong as back air at those percents. It's not as strong, but it's as reliable as back air.
It's that drop down fair. And there's really only so many places you could go, especially on the stage. You know, Peach could try to mix up her landing, try to go for that platform instead of going for the ledge, but Sonido was ready for him as he recognized Samsora was going to go for that low recovery, get that ledge invincibility.
Ooh, and from beneath the ledge, using the homing shot to attack Samsora.
No.
Continuously still going for that down air at the ledge to
Let me see a
block.
triple.
Now, Funk, Sonido's been doing pretty good this stock. What do you think Sonido's really going to have to kind of build up for him to take the set?
It's hard to say. I think the confidence that Samsora has, being up one game, you can see going for those down airs, just to hover across the ledge. It's something that works against characters that have like teleports, but the spring jump, you can air dodge out of it. Sonido can mix up and take advantage of the fact that Samsora is so comfortable.
Catches a jump with the back air. Oh,
Ooh,
and
there we
let's
go.
not
There really isn't much to say there. That was just a splendid stock. Utilizing everything he had to use before, helping attacking more often on jumps from Samsora, weaving in and out, not relying on spin dash to do anything burst heavy at the in center stage, getting him off stage with quick pokes and throws, finishing it off with a clean forward smash at the ledge from side B. Just smart. Very, very smart.
talk about that forward smash. I was waiting for it. That forward smash has the length of Ganon's sword.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's actually really big. It's really deceivingly big too.
And being able to angle it downward
Yep.
and upwards, great. He's
Caught him sleeping.
able to catch a two-frame.
And Sonido, laying prone, had an opportunity to attack, missed that, but still stayed on the ground long enough for the fair to connect.
Big damage, up air to back air.
Beautiful string. That string is why Sonic can be so damn good in this game. Just one string, 2 reads gave him 65 pretty much. It's pretty gross. if you hit someone at those mid percents, they want to follow up with an aerial, and usually that's your cue to side B or down B into them for more damage, which is exactly what happened. Now he's at a 65% lead. That's pretty damn huge, barring getting down tilt at 0.
Spin dash. Has to land here. Getting punished for it as well.
Last stock all. This could be the last stock of the set here for Sonido. And being losers, that's going to be in 7th place.
The momentum's on Sonido's side here.
Yeah, you see, Samsora's not even trying to recover from mid-height anymore. He's too afraid of fair at the ledge, back air, forward smash. So now Sonido can rely more on 2-framing safely, or he could even go down there with a soft running off stage into a back air and hoping that it's untechable. Not right now. I think at 107 it's still techable, but maybe like 20-30% later, if it gets to that point, then it'd be a good option to pick. And again, only attack. So good in this matchup. So damn good in this matchup.
He's actually doing really, really well. Oh! He's gonna find.
What's wrong with this man? Why does he do this? What is actually wrong with Sonido? What's his problem? So, yeah, Samsora is well at the stage already. You notice the dash back? He dashes back real quick and then forward smashes. And I think he angled it up. If he angled it up, then that means he was looking for the jump. Okay, he angled it down. He was going for the. He was trying to catch him sleeping at the ledge, but he hit him on get up. I guess he didn't have his intangibility yet, or it ran out. He's at 107, and if this game's like Smash 4, you have less intangibility at the ledge when you're doing that kind of stuff. Either way, that is wild.
Let's go.
I can't believe that worked. There's 2 games where this man's just snatched away with forward smash.
Game 5.
You're actually insane, Sonido.
Remember I said this is.
So not going to go with it. It's fine. Either way, game 5, final destinations, final.
Okay, so right away, I see that fair out of shield is a good, decent answer to down tilt, as long as she jumps into shield. It's very, very risky though, because if she goes into shield and you fair, then you get back here like we saw right there.
Round, come to Papa 3. Just have it.
Yeah, and already Samsora looking comfortable. Understanding aggression and pressure, I would say, so far in this match. Has a stitch as well. So, you know, just kind of sneaking by that one.
Yeah, Peach being able to pull out Stitch faces and just other, like, Mr.
I love that attempt with that fast falling up air. He tried to scoop her into a back air or a nair. I think nair would have been more effective though, because it would have hit with a soft hit, and then he could have converted off of that. But still, that was a nice attempt, and very fluid movement, if I may say. Lots of ins and outs through Peach.
Saturns and bombs in general a lot more consistently in this game is absolutely terrifying. Catches the jump with the fair there. Managed to hit him with the sniper, this turnip snipe, and the rip.
Damn, that was a rough stock. Essentially, just that forward air on shield from the down tilt from Peach. Getting buried right there really choked him at the ledge and got a lot of percent on him for free. It was very unfortunate, but you just ate a forward air at the ledge. It's just something that happens in this matchup. Sometimes you just get fared at, what was it, 110 and die? Yeah, about 120 and you die. Just something that happens.
Fair, hitting Sonido, and the momentum in Samsora's favor. You don't ever want to see Samsora mad.
No.
I feel like he's an actual.
Yeah, see right there again. Cannot grab down tilt. Let her have her turn. It is still her turn.
IRL rage meter.
And you can see his face too.
It is still her turn. Sonido, let her have her turn. It's not your turn yet.
When he's mad.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn this around on you, Schrader.
Yeah, go ahead.
Being that this is game 5, do you think Sonic going to FD is a benefit?
I love that sliding forward tilt. The what is it? That pivot tilt or whatever that people do. That was clean.
Fit against Peach? How do you
Well,
think
Samsora
Oh, that was so close.
counterpicked to this stage.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and you know, it's the same thing approaching with using those platforms as before. You don't have the spot to do that, and catching landings is one of Peach's best options too with that float.
I like how he's utilizing dash attack to keep her in the air. Also right there, I think that's the 3rd or 4th time I've spotted it in this set, where he's side being and she's above him and she just falls to the other side for free. I want him to do more vertical spin dash jumps just to catch her so she doesn't get to get that free cross up on him. It's not hurting him to not do it. They just basically reset. But I just don't like that he's giving that to her for free. I want him to challenge everything because he's doing really well at challenging stuff in this set. He's won 2 games off of challenging. So I want to see more of that from him.
With that big sweeping up air, a forward air, same kind of thing. So he says, you know what, I'm going to stick to my fundamentals here. Nothing new, I'm just going to go for it.
That was clean. That quick fox shot back. Also, homing attack.
I think that's what Samsora's mind. He has just...
After that spring, that was optimum. Hold on. That was Fair City right there. That should have been a stock. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Off stage. Double jumped into the spring and got hit. So now she has no double jump, so she can't go above mid-height on the stage. Alright, hold on, look. Her options right now? Where is this? Give me this. Her options. This is her window. This is how she recovers now. This. Or she up Bs immediately here and then slowly drops down this way. She can drop a little bit further down this way and then up B like that. But all Sonido has to do in that situation, 1 second. All he has to do in that situation would be to just fall off at this angle and fair. This fair will cover like this entire area right here. So the only real safe options Samsora would have would be to fair right here, which is dangerous, or immediately up B. But that's risky because he doesn't know that Sonido wants to do this just yet. It has to be completely off of like his instinct. He has to know that's what Sonido wants, and then he has to be confident that that's what he's going to go for. And if Sonido does do this down here, he gets back on stage for free. But if Sonido just jumps back to the stage like he's been doing at Kalos, then he gets free fair after that at this angle for absolute free, and then she dies. So no jump Peach on stage. She can side B, I guess, as well. But I believe side B would actually trade or lose to fair. And if it trades, then she gets dragged down, I believe. So she might not even make it back. In other words, this is the prime time to just run off side B. And see, she drops low. So right here is perfect. I think he either just hesitated or he still wanted stage control more. And again, it's understandable because he doesn't have the stock lead. But damn, man, that was it. Also, look how close this forward smash is to hitting. If he was a little further back, I think it would have actually hit her. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
He has just the up B there.
Okay, I know what that was. That was absolutely... If Sonido uses tilt stick, that was absolutely tilt stick's fault. What happens, especially if you're playing on these newer GameCube controllers, when you dash like this and stop, sometimes the stick... that your control stick will snap back to neutral when you let go of it after that dash. But since it snaps back really hard, it inputs the other direction very subtly. So when you input your forward tilt, it turns you around first. And then you forward tilt the other way like a stupid idiot. I do this all the time with Little Mac and Sonic. It never stops. And it is the most frustrating thing because that move is laggy as hell.
Wrong direction that time.
Yeah, he definitely meant to turn it around there. See the dash back. Samsora just staying centered.
Also, I've definitely tried using low sensitivity to see if it would make that not happen. And it still happens. So that's not an option.
Stage. I like the respect here. We're also seeing a lot more respect from
Ooh,
Sam.
no grab right there after that dash attack.
Samsora, the more so of a defensive play.
I like that scuffle we saw right there. Sonido finally kind of winning it out.
He finally fared off stage, but he didn't commit to it. He was too afraid to. But that's fine. I actually like that too, that he did it in place and retreated with it. Because if he hits her, she dies anyway. And if he doesn't, he's back on stage. It's basically a combination of putting that fair pressure on the off ledge, but then doing that get up that he was doing on Kalos as well. So he wants to kill her, but he also wants to stay on stage. So in the off chance that he misses, he still has control, which is what we're seeing right now.
I would say overall, dash attack. Now we're going back and forth. We're at that percent where it's basically one straight move, get ready
Dude, how does he win this set? He's down by so much.
for neutral. One straight move, get ready for neutral.
Yeah, real tough to see.
Almost
In that
killed.
game 5, Sonido really wants to even up the stock count before losing his second. He's in a tough spot right now.
See, at that percent, doing that spring is super dangerous. You saw it as well. He almost died because of it.
He wants
Look
to
how
even
close
up
he
the
got
stock
to
count
dying
before
right here.
losing.
He springs. She grabs ledge. Now he's in free fall, and his only options are... He's facing her too, so he can't even back here to cover himself. His only option is an air dodge or just fast fall, land, and pray. Look how close he gets to dying right here. Like, that's pretty damn close. Granted, he landed already. If he had, like, flinched at all or didn't fast fall right away, or if Samsora immediately did forward air, I mean, that was death. Absolutely.
Tough spot right now at 125. Samsora on the first stock at 159.
Oh,
Clean movement. We saw Samsora getting a little greedy before the kill right there. So that's just solid.
I have to respect that. That was an amazing dash back. He literally, that was probably the best option he could have done because of the Peach Farmer hit his shield again. That would have done so much shield pressure. If Samsora would have fallen with a fair, that probably would have.
That's like the 5th time he's gotten away with side B on shield. So it's just strong, man. It's like I said, it's a very strong, very weird interaction with spin dash on shield in this game. So that's good because I think Samsora expected him to cross up. What did he do right after that shield hit? I actually don't remember it.
Samsora would have fallen with a fair, that probably.
Okay, he jumped. I guess he thought he was gonna cross him up behind him, and he just didn't. So he was like, "Wait, I'll just forward air his shield."
would have broken his shield.
I'm also not seeing too many parries, but it's kind of risky because parrying at 125 dies if you mess up.
Another run back punish. Those quick little dash backs are something that I would say is a good way to counter that hyper aggressive play that we've seen from Samsora so far.
I'm sealing that up air tech, by the way.
Yeah, and the dash backs here that Sonido's been showing to get those punishes on Samsora being offset by the fact that Samsora is going for similar shimmies but using float instead. It's proven really difficult for Sonido to deal with.
Even the empty hops to try to go behind Sonido as well. And the dash attack.
He lived. He got dash attacked at 170 and he lived.
Hit connecting, but we DI those, living 171% after hit.
Yeah, this stock really matters to Sonido. If you're Samsora, you just want it in any way to get rid of this stock. And that weak hit of back air is not
That was a close one too.
going to do it. There it is.
He was staying alive there. He was doing a really good job at stock tanking that second stock. Samsora approaching with the down air.
Homing attack is so good, and also he's getting these homing attacks, and he's not reading the double jump afterward. At this point, Samsora is playing really scared. I think that's the third one he's jumped out of right away after getting hit. Like I said, like he did earlier in game 2, I believe, on Talon City. You can double jump back air to catch the double jump. I think at this point he's kind of playing a little nervous, or he's just not. He wants to play it really safe. But catching those really puts a lot of pressure on Peach after the homing attack itself.
I like that approach as well, just because you kind of have to respect it, especially with the multi-hits. And if it pops you up properly, he can actually follow up with a jump fair as a true combo.
So close to that.
Ooh, that was clean. That was effectively like run off fair, except on stage. That's smart.
What is
Okay,
it? We've
that
got
was
a
a game changer. That was a game changer.
Impeccable
huge game
edge
changer.
guard there.
And now we're in the last stock.
Nice. He was waiting for the turnip pull because Samsora tossed 2 out right at the beginning. Let me see.
Okay,
We've
Right
that
after
was a
that
game
stop.
changer. That was a game changer.
That's 1.
Huge
Tosses it.
edge.
You can tell her already that she's going to pull another one out because you're in the air. You have no way to get to her outside of homing attack. Hint. So you know she's going to pull another one.
Guard there.
All right. She's not approaching. She's pulling back, so another one's coming. And Sonido caught it right away. He knew. Look at him. He's already running when she hits down B. That's punish.
Game 5. People are behind Sonido now.
All right, we got the crowd riled up
this
finally.
momentum.
He actually would have tacked on another 10 or 20 if he had side B the right way, but he didn't know which way she was going to land.
Florida
Had
versus
some
Georgia.
resident sleepers.
Okay, he waited that time, which is amazingly good. That is amazingly good. Problem is he didn't react to the spot dodge, which is it was a free punish. He just didn't react. Down tilt his shield. He lets. Wow, I like the zoom in, by the way. That's kind of cool. Down tilts the shield. At that point, he can jab or fair, but it, like, again, it's risky because it's still her turn. She spot dodges, buffers a spot dodge. At this point, you can actually just walk up and grab, or just hit him with a jab, or forward tilt, or down tilt. Basically, you can pick your poison at this point. He had about 5 frames, not counting the spot dodge itself, to do something. So that's unfortunate, but he was probably playing it a little pressured. Wasn't ready for it.
Sleepers for a second.
All right, little small
Good homing attack.
little throw combo. Sonido just doing so
He was going for the double jump read finally. I would have gone for the exact same read.
amazing right now. And he already has him at 80%.
That's true.
I was
Pretty
talking
modest
about.
I like the little mix up he did. He actually did that slightly vertical spin dash jump. Like, he let go of the side B a little early, or the down B a little early. So he went like at a weird 45, not even 45, like a weird 85-degree angle. So it kind of looked trippy. Samsora didn't look like he knew what to do about that one.
Oh, Samsora's rage meter in real life. So
We're seeing Sonido like kind of revert back to his stage pressure from game 1 and 2, in that he's not really focusing too much on fair or killing setups, or even running off and short hopping back on stage. He's kind of letting Samsora get back on the ledge. He doesn't want to risk anything at this point. This is last stock situation, game 5. So 1, there's nerves, of course. 2, safe. At this point in the game, the name of the game is safety. Which sucks because you're Sonic. You kind of need to do stuff like mixing up, but it's fine as long as you're not getting hit.
Sonido though?
There we go.
Sonido
What a
turning up on his last stocks for the last 2 games so far.
Playing
To the-
so aggressively too.
Down throw. Gets the follow-up. Still a moderately
Oh no.
low percent, so Sonido can still get caught.
Oh, it's
Back
that
air coming.
Ooh, caught the short hop with back air. That was not. I wonder if he read that jump or not. That looked very. To me, that just looked very like Randy, like a random back air that he just did. But he might have been looking for that short hop because Samsora likes to jump. I mean, Peaches in general like to jump because their grounded options are pretty stunted. So he landed from air dodge, and he just threw it out because I guess he figured she was gonna jump. Man, that is rowdy. Samsora just did not have the time to react to it.
Oh, it's that
Back air
it.
coming out. Yep.
Well, yeah. You saw it there too. Like I said, summary of the games. Spinning, absolutely, but only when Peach is trying to land or when she's in shield, stuck in shield and afraid to get out. Using it to... We saw him get stage control with it a lot because he was at the ledge. Spins through her shield, jumps, and lands. So now they have either equal stage control or he has more. Dashing in and out is really effective. Forward tilt is excellent because it's low profile and it pokes Sheik to the ledge. I saw him use down tilt a few times too, but not as reliably. Fair out of dash is really good to stunt her floating dares. We saw multiple different uses of spin dash. The spin dash vertical jump, spin dash jump right away to catch her floats, spin dashing on shield and not doing anything, spin dashing past shield and jumping away, and then spin dashing past shield and just rolling past her. Like, just so many different ways in which he put pressure on her. The only ways he didn't apply pressure were springing out of jump and homing attacking. But homing attack, one more time, guys. The only situation the only thing Sonido could have done a little better in that set overall would have just been a little more homing attack pressure on Samsora's jumps because he was letting him jump way too much. And just more offstage pressure on like game 1, 4, and 5. Just a little bit more because we saw what could happen towards the end of Kalos game 4 when you start doing that empty hops off stage. You get the fair kills, you get the forward smash pressure at the ledge, I get the kill. And just generally though, overall though, that was just excellent play. He never got gimped by any turnip tricks off stage. He always recovered hugging the ledge or dipping underneath it and riding the ledge up. Samsora never wanted to go off stage to pressure him as well, which is good because if he does, that should be a free recovery for Sonic. So, because Peach takes long to get back on stage, and if you tech, you get the free ledge control. So, Samsora playing a little too safe on that one gives Sonic the ability to get back on ledge. Peach's ledge game is stronger, I think, anyway, than her offstage pressure. So that's fine on Samsora's part. But Sonido's just doing a really good job of turning those ledge pressure situations into stage control for himself with spin. I want to see the proper conversions from up throw. And I want to see more throws in general. He wasn't really grabbing too much. I mean, it's harder to grab Peach, but the few times he did grab her, he didn't optimize too much out of it. He did mix up some down throws for tech chase, which was good. Up throw for kills. He did forward throw once, I believe. But I do want to see more pummels as well. Grabbing Peach at 150 and only pummeling her once is unacceptable. Need more damage for that one. But man, that was just a good set. That was just a really good set. Before I cut the stream off, though, I want us to look at Umeki versus Ken. We're not going to watch this whole set because this is another 17 minutes, and I don't have the time for that. What I want to show you is, I believe it's game 2 or game 1. Let me see. Where is it? It's probably game 1, actually. So we watched the beginning of this earlier. He did a lot of damage early. We're going to see a little bit of game 1, and I'm going to fast forward to game 4, I believe it is.
87横スマッシュ先端おお素晴らしい反撃ジャストシールドどんどんやってきますね怪しいことを
Already you're just seeing a way more liberal use of down B and side B and way less forward tilts and dashing in general. Very little foxtrots coming out of Ken.
浮いているスピンはしっかり受ける
ああ引きましたね。
出た
実質ガーフ。
宇宙人
これねガードしちゃうとバレちゃうんで結
はいはい
局空中攻撃もガードできないみたいな。
なるほどね別にスマッシュ投げじゃなくても全然割れるんですよね
全然割れるから。
どっか行ったぞ同性さんそして82崖空中城当たらずクラウン避けたがニュートラル
That was really clean.
激つい
And again, just spins. Very spin reliant.
素晴らしいですねしっかりスピンであれは前に飛んだのを見てからってことですか、
前側に行ってたら空前で締めるよっていう。
はいはいはいはいまあどっちにしろ当たるは当たるけどちゃんと見てるのが偉いと
お避けて
惜しかった、
はね、
はい
Ooh, that looked like bad DI.
ちょっと低かった回避に噛み合ったか株を持っているホーミングガード削って
And see right there, I like that. Even if he didn't get the hit, did some shield pressure, and he's invincible even after getting out of the landing lag from it. I think it's like 70 frames of lag. He's still invincible, so he still has pressure. He opts to just reset, which is fine, but you do still have that invincibility for that short time to pressure after the homing attack. So that's one of the reasons why I do want to see more homing attack from Sonido, especially on respawn. It's free pressure.
で一旦逃げるこの展開どうしようもないですね、何も起きない感じ
株を投げるかどうかみたいな。
はいはい
手持ちも強いんで始まるか
これ始まるぞ
安めで済みましたね。
ですね、
まあ、結構ラッキーな方でしょう。
指導のパーセントが低ければもっと、ワンチャンありましたね
We see him trying to catch Peach's floats with the same kind of trick that Sonido did, but the problem is that he's at full speed, so the timing gets really strict for that. At that point, it's probably better off just doing vertical spin dash jump into forward air or something. But it's really hard to parse because you never know if she's going to just throw up bear or not.
株投げもう一回読み上が拒否剣捕まえたダッシュへ通して崖裏ですか今のは捕まると思わせてなんだかんだ火力負けしているのは剣
さあ復帰が
苦しいうまいですね読んでいたが通す回避をしっかり通してからの
There we go. That's when I wanted to see more of what Sonido. I wanted to see Sonido do that more in his set with Samsora, because like I said earlier, Samsora was floating around him for free when he was charging side B or down B. That's a good option to stop that and keep him in front of you.
今のはジャンプしたの確認してってことですか、
判定を当てにいった感じです。
なるほどね突っ込むだけではないと株当たって崖奪いしっかりと避けるが
なんでもまずいですね
なんでもまずい撃墜の策が
I really like that pressure off stage. It forces Peach to recover in a really awkward situation. Bear can trade, so it's really dangerous too for her. And that's the first time we've seen Ken actually approach with something that wasn't spin dash. He did a dash forward full hop, short hop fair.
増えてくる前危なかっ
Oh, if he had converted that, if he didn't get scared and turn around, that was a kill. You can get down B, jump off stage, follow her through, and then fair, and she dies like at criminally low percents.
たホーミングから復帰阻止にはならない
And then he dies because he overcommits with the offstage pressure. Spring, you do have some downtime after springing, and he could have air dodged earlier than that, but he just didn't. I guess he didn't expect her to just up B Randy like that.
逆に
こういう思いっきりいいっすよね、植木さん。
ねえ
ちゃんと上火する。
パラソルの判断っていうんですかこの辺りは彼にしかな
Look at all that pressure he applied with homing attack. Very good, but he's behind, and I'll explain it after this game, but you'll see what's going on
ないところ
if you haven't already.
あんまり他のピーチ見ないですもんね。
ですよね露骨に当てに行きますもんねしかもちゃんと当ててると空中24十分スピン外に出されてここ帰ってこれるかしっかりガード
付き合いませんよと。
なるほどねただこれジャンプ必ずさせなきゃいけないしなきゃいけないっていうこの終点の強さこの辺りはどうなんですかね梅木の判断別にそれでもいい
まあ、ガード削れるよりはもう冬使ってライン入れ替えるぐらいでいいんじゃない
はいはいはいそれを対して苦に思っていないとスピンを受けて34ちょっと剣追う形になると苦しいか
そうですね、いまいちまだジャンプ読みを通ってない。
はいはいはい冬を潰す何か
One thing I want to see him do more too, he's passing underneath her a lot with spin dashes. If he jumps and instead of back airing he just homing attacks, he should hit her every time. Because Umeki's not expecting, he's not reacting to it at all when he passes underneath him. It's free of homing attack bait if he like hits the button.
空対空それが通り始めると変わってくるとピストン通して端っこは苦しいぞ64これもうあるんじゃないですか
これもう下強引っかかったら結構まずいですからね。
そういうことですねニュートラルまだ撃墜はしない帰
帰
ってはいはい台横強しっかり避ける初めて使ってきました横 B ガードが硬いぞ反撃ここで倒しきるか梅木
うまいですね、釣りましたね、その場。
なるほどね別に撃墜できなくてもいいと、カーブ落として空中
So you can already see the problem with Ken's playstyle compared to Sonido's. Ken does not rely on foxtrots at all. He doesn't rely on tilts. In fact, I don't think I saw him use a single tilt that wasn't that one F tilt at stock one, I believe. He is purely spin oriented, purely grab, spin, and follows off of the spins. And this is a problem. Sonic has a lot of ways to move around after spin dash, and there's a few that I can name that he didn't do in this game, but they are limited. And a lot of those options, even if they're different, they kind of put him in the same position overall. And if you're able to sniff out that position, you can hit him anyway. It doesn't matter which option he chooses. It's like he can roll or he can dash to a spot, but he's going to be in that spot regardless. So if you throw out a hitbox, it's going to hit him. Or doesn't matter if he does what he does. As long as you throw your hitbox out in that direction, you're going to hit him. And this game pretty much illustrates exactly the problem with relying completely on spin dash against his character. She stuffed him out so many times with Nair, Bear, did not care at all. Turnips as well. And he never wanted to try foxtrotting to make her slip up on his approach game. He relied so much on spin dash that she was comfortable just sitting and floating above him. And there was very few situations where after homing attack he would apply more pressure with a double jump back air, dropping down with back air, or even just being near her after the hit confirm to scare her landing. There was just very little of that, and he got opened up for it. So I'm not gonna, like I said, we're not gonna watch the whole set. I want to just watch two last pieces of this set before I cut the video for the night. I believe in game 2 he follows the same kind of pattern where he's very spin reliant.
剣にしか分からない
But
ところ
なんか狭いからピッ
I'm gonna mute this so we can hear it better. So he follows a pattern that's very spin reliant, and the way this strategy works is that it kind of drains the opponent's stamina to have to put up with it for so long, because the pattern, this fighting style takes longer to win with. It just naturally does, because all you're doing the same move and they're defending the same way every time. And eventually you wear them down and they make mistakes and you start snowballing off those mistakes. The problem is if they're able to play under that pressure and that mental drain you're giving them, if they're able to perform at a high level despite that, you're not going to see a lot of success coming out of it because of it. And so this strategy, while it's effective at those lower levels, at the higher levels, it's more stressful for you, and it doesn't get the job done if they know how to avoid the spin pressure in the first place. And Peach is really good at avoiding that with float and back air. So this set, I mean, spoiler alert, Ken does not win this set. And it's kind of just rough. I believe Umeki wins at 2-1 because it's only a best of 3. It could have gone either way if it was a longer set, but them's the breaks. Anyway, you see, you can watch it as right now as you're looking at the match. As this commentary is going on, they're kind of going even. They're almost exactly even. And that did 30 damage. And he's just having trouble getting back on stage. That was a nice little Randy back here. I didn't see Sonido do that ever, but it was really risky since Samsora was at the ledge with the turnip dropping the whole time. So it wasn't really too safe to do that. But he's kind of following the same pattern the whole time, regardless of whether he's winning or losing. There's a tilt and there's a fair, but then he dies for it. But for the most part, he's just spin. And at a certain point in this game 2, I need to find out where it is. But at a certain point in game 2, he falls behind, or he's on the last stock and he's struggling a little bit. And there's just for a split second, for one whole stock, he actually just stops playing the Ken game and hard switches to the Sonido style, Sonido West style, where he focuses primarily on foxtrots, tilts, and a lot of in and out movement to secure the kill. I believe it's somewhere around here. I hope it's around here. Let's see. But yeah, he stops relying so much on spins for damage and pressure and starts moving around a lot more. Nice tilt. Or nice parry, I mean. Trades back here with fair. Homing attack, good. Yeah, we're seeing it already. Look at this. He stops spinning as much. He's grabbing. He's tilting. He's putting pressure on that doesn't require spin dash. Okay. That one was reasonable because Peach had no way to punish it. No reliable way to punish it. Oh, look, Nair's. He's falling with Nair's now. He's foxtrotting around. He's throwing out back airs. He's doing everything completely different. Completely different from his gameplay in game 1 and for the whole part of this game out on the first stock. Died for that, but that's fine. He did 86 damage for that. It's a really good lead. And again, just after that stock, I believe he goes back to his Ken style because he has the lead. He can afford to do this. But you see the difference already. Like that stark difference in how fluid he's able to move around Peach's hitboxes, how he's able to punish her landings. Way different than just spinning at her and trying to pressure her shield and whittle it down. And there's nothing wrong with that, but if that's all you do is try to whittle down, they're going to just eventually stop going for anything. They're going to stop just going in shield. They're going to start floating and jumping and covering you with dare. You saw right there that forward smash. I think at that point Umeki was just fed up. That's what it looked like. He just wanted to get back on stage. And Ken stepped it out. Game 3, you can tell just by looking at this chunk of the video that it's a massive chunk of the video time-wise. It goes down to 1.5 minutes, I believe. And the whole time it's just, I think Ken falls behind early to a stock. Oh no, they're even. What happens again? He loses the stock to a move, and then he just starts relying so much on spins that he's not able to do anything. I'm trying to see what happens. We're gonna end up watching like most of the set anyway, at this rate. Yeah, she's still at 116. He hasn't hit her at all, actually. There you go. Precious with forward air off stage. Something I wanted to see Sonido do more. But he's relying so much on this spin style though that it's not really gonna work out for him. He's just constantly that interaction with side B into float. You could invalidate that interaction by just homing attacking after you pass under her, and he's not doing it. He's probably nervous or scared to do it, but it's a good option because right now she's not expecting it. Oh yeah, actually he has a lead. Oh, that's right. Never mind, I'm wrong. He gets a lead on her, and then she gets like a forward air at low percent or something, and kills him. But so I guess it was working. He just got forward air at high percents. which is unfortunate. But you can see just it looks like it's more of a struggle because you're just not seeing the same level of pressure applied to Peach with Sonic as it was when he was just dashing back and forth and not committing to the spin. So I feel like at least in this matchup, the Sonido West style would be more effective at just pressuring Peach than the style that Ken uses, where it's heavily reliant on spin dash pressure on shield and just rinse and repeating that same scenario over and over again. Because again, like I said before, you can only do so much out. There's a lot of options that you can do out of spin, but there's only so many things you can do before it becomes predictable and manipulated by the opponent. So what you want to do with those mix-ups is you want to pepper them between dashes and aerials and tilts, so that you're constantly making them guess, and damn, that sucks. So that you're constantly making them guess over and over again what you're going to do. Are you going to spin? Are you going to grab? Are you going to dash? Are you going to jab? You want these mix-ups available to you. And Ken, since he wasn't doing a lot of those aerials, tilts, and grabs, his spins were just too predictable and too easy to just move around. Having said that, that was a really close set too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Anyone who did watch. I'm going to send this to Sonido right away because I think he wanted to see this as well. I hope I did a good job. I really don't do these too often, if at all. I'm very prone to shying away from this kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do this more in the future if I get good positive feedback on it, or just feedback in general. I know I am stuttering and muttering a lot, but this was very impromptu. Next time I see a set that I want to do this with, I might put more effort into making like a script for it, or maybe even editing a video for it. I know very little about video editing, so this is very messy, but in the future, we'll see what we can do from this. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. GG's.